So, your month is nearly done.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is last time, right? So let's talk about your stay in Huachuma and everything before too. You know how you came here, why you came here, and how it was to be here, and what's next for you. So let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
Maybe you can share about your career, your, what you did before, and
Yeah, sure. So I started my dreams. I had aspirations to play professional hockey, ice hockey in Canada. I had unfortunately a lot of brain injuries during that. I had 17 concussions, so that's what initially led me to plant medicine in general. After that, I started to coach in hockey when I was done playing. I got into some construction afterwards, and I basically had my shamanic journey beginning throughout that same time. So I was seeing like the correlation between like the passion and coaching that I had in sports and being able to offer my guidance and wisdom that could help the youth that were aspiring to follow their dreams. And and then I like I said, I got into the construction afterwards. That was a career that it wasn't necessarily anything that was following my heart, but it was something that was fulfilling my pocket, something that was fulfilling my skill sets in managing groups of people, and specifically like skilled adults. And then after 3 years of the construction, I got into a point where I was wanting to do something more passionate, more that was serving from my heart and fulfilling my heart with my work. So I got into counseling, and I counsel adolescents, troubled youth, and I've been doing that now for just about a year. And we have been we started our retreats that I offer plant medicine in Canada with. About a year now that we've been doing that, and it's been going really well. It's something that I feel truly aligned with my soul, passion from my heart, wisdom and guidance from my experience in life, and it's just been something natural that's came to me through my plant medicine journey and through the intuition and following my heart. So that's originally what kind of brought me to the point of looking into Huachuma's just information online, which brought me to your book, and I read like 2 chapters of your book, and that's what really intuitively I felt called to come here and work with you and to experience Huachuma in the native land that it grows, with somebody like yourself that has I would call it expertise in the medicine, and lots of experience with it. And yeah, that's basically the career path. And now I'm going back. I've gotten a lot of wisdom and guidance and clarity and vision to build what I'd like to build back home, which is more full time with the retreats, putting the pedal to the metal in a sense in that. And yeah, Huachuma has given me everything and more that I was coming here for. So I'm looking forward to going back home and doing our work and expanding in certain ways than what we were doing before we came here. And I see a really bright future in it.
Well, that's a good introduction. Thank you. So when you were playing hockey, that was a professional league, or
yeah, semi-professional. I played some exhibition games in professional.
So you represent Canada on the world stage?
No, I represented Ontario, and then when we were playing, it was a semi-professional league in Canada. So you would play against each other, and basically you are being scouted and drafted for the professional league, which is called the National Hockey League, and that's throughout North America, but they have people from all over the world that play in that league.
So you never made it there?
No, unfortunately not. It was like arms reach away from me being able to make it there. But unfortunately, my last few concussions were just too much. At the time that I was playing, they didn't have as much concussion awareness as they do now, so the protocols and recovery process wasn't really geared for us to heal properly. It was like once you look like you're healthy, they'd expect you to play again. And since then, I've learned that the worst thing you can do is essentially get a concussion while you still are recovering from one. So it's
So by concussion, what exactly do you mean? How does it work?
it's basically like your brain being shook within your skull, a bruising of the brain. Fortunately, I didn't have any internal bleeding from it, but yeah, it's basically a brain injury that's very close to internal bleeding and something that could be really serious, like cause death.
And that's like a direct impact with other
Yeah,
heads.
yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, or even whiplash, like car accidents. A lot of people get them from just the whiplash.
Well, in
and
your
the brain
case,
shaking.
how do you?
Mine, I still did have some whiplash from certain hits. You would hit from the shoulder and your brain, your head would go
Still,
like this.
is that strong?
Yeah, yeah. The speed of the game and the physicality and strength of the players, it's quite impactful, to say the least, physicality-wise.
Okay. So how did you find plant medicine helped you with this concussion later?
Well, I had 9 years of post-concussion symptoms, so that's essentially like carrying the same symptoms that you would have from the concussion. I carried them for 9 years. So I was gone. I went through so many different practices of medicine and I guess methods in Western medicine, and I really was getting no results. Minor things here and there from certain things, but it was nothing really that actually took away the symptoms. And so I was kind of at a loss, and I was actually with my cousin at a time. I was hearing them watching a documentary in the background, and I went and watched it, and it ended up being an ayahuasca documentary, and they showed how ayahuasca could help heal PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and just neural pathways within the brain. And so it felt like a real pull from my soul that I was like, I need to do this, I need to try this. And within my first ceremony, I healed pretty much all of my symptoms that I was carrying for those 9 years. And I really realized that I was just remanifesting them because I was so used to the habit of waking up with these symptoms. It just was like something I was expecting. And with the expectation and the strength of the mind, it just would essentially create that physical experience for me.
So how ayahuasca helped?
Well, from a scientific point, I believe it healed the synapses in the brain, healed neural pathways in the brain, healed my self-limiting beliefs and just destructive mental patterns. And so that I found was what really helped me cultivate health again within my life. I really believe that the mind is behind, has a strong percentage behind our physical symptoms, especially when it comes to the brain. So yeah, it just within the first ceremony it did, and then throughout 6 or 7 months that I was doing it for, I experienced more and more healing, and I was just clear and healthy and happy and whole, and I felt like better than the self that I was before my concussions.
So that was in Canada or you came here?
Yeah, I was in Canada.
How many times you had that?
I did ayahuasca. I drank over 100 times. I was not intending to do that by any means. I was intending just to go for it once. And then I had someone mention to me that if you come back quicker than later, you can kind of piggyback off of the healing that's taken place. So I did that, and then I experienced more healing. I experienced clarity in my mind, a wholeness in my heart. I healed a lot of traumatic memories that were creating suffering inside of me, and so yeah, I basically, like, after 3 months of it, I realized, like, there's something that is here more for me than just my healing, because I felt there was such an easy way for me to work with the medicine, and an easy way for me to explain how to help others work with the medicine. It was almost like there was something in my past and in other lifetimes that I experienced this before, just because of how easy it was for me to do it, where a lot of people at times when I was working with them, they would need some guidance and clarity on how to surrender to medicine, how to flow with it, and find the balance of letting the medicine come to them and experience what it's showing them, the conscious space that we need to be in order to work with it. So after those 3-4 months, the shamans asked me if I would like to be trained by them, because they saw the ability within me. So that's what kind of drove me to doing it so many more times. And yeah, like I said, I did drink about over 100 times now.
So, and then how you heard about Huachuma?
Actually, I was going to an ayahuasca retreat that they did ayahuasca the first night and Huachuma the second day. And it always came up in certain things, whether it was I saw it in music, in medicine music. I saw it on some podcast stuff with Aubrey Marcus and some different podcast guys that they mentioned the value and experience and the spirit of Huachuma. So just those little tastes of it gave me a willing to want to try it, and then I had the opportunity offered to me. And so when I first tried it, I felt a more powerful experience than all of them, because it wasn't as visionary, as much as there is a lot of visions that can come, but it was more a reality healing. Like, you're really connected to the ground, you're connected to the spirits in nature, you're connected to the spirit inside, and there's not really dimensions that you go to or any experience like that. And I found that was what everybody needed, especially myself. And so right away, like I remember the first maybe hour of working with Huachuma, I walked out into the forest by myself, and I just felt Mother Earth speaking to me and calling me to work with this. So that's kind of how the journey started for me with Huachuma.
And then you found us.
Yeah. I basically, I knew that I needed some more experience with it. I knew that I wanted to work with and learn from somebody that's had the depth of experience that you have with it. And when I read your book, it was like there was a no doubt experience that I was like, I need to come here, I need to work with Sergey, I need to experience this Huachuma Wasi and Peru, where the medicine just grows natively here. So there was something that I felt the roots of Huachuma really had to offer me, and it gave me so much more than I even could have thought of.
So how was the actual experience here, from the beginning to now?
It was incredible. It was one of the most profound, empowering experiences I've ever had. It gave me healing in areas that I didn't realize there were some depths of roots that were still had some dis-ease to them in a sense, and gave me a ton of clarity, a ton of vision to be able to bring out what I had inside of me, as far as like a book that it's given me to write, how to build my retreats to a bigger value for the clients that need the healing, and then just being in Peru is magical. The energy here, I really feel, is nothing like anywhere on the earth. the souls of the people here are very intact and connected. The nature here is very powerful and abundant, and the soul of nature is thriving here. And there's an amazing medicine within nature alone, but when you're coupling it with Huachuma, the impact that it brings to us is incredible. And I can just say for myself, it was something that gave me the understanding of the strength that I have and the gentleness that I bring with the strength. And I feel that that's exactly what the energy of Huachuma is like. It's incredibly strong, but it's incredibly gentle with the strength that it comes with to help us do our healing work. And also the ability to enjoy the work was second to none. I've never been able to enjoy the healing work like I did here. It was really, really amazing, really, really amazing.
All right. Well, what was your most profound insight?
So there's a lot, but I'd say really all we need to do at times is just shift some small perspectives to really allow the nature of us to flow, the abundance to come for us that's always here. It's just sometimes we're just in the way of it. So I was in the river and just shifting some rocks and seeing how the river just needs a small little shift in certain spots of certain things that were blocking it, and the stagnation just clears naturally. And I feel like from my own experience, that's the same thing that we have, whether it's healing to flow through or whether it's abundance to come into our life. That was one of the most profound things that I did definitely experience, because it wasn't just something that came to me. I got to witness the physical truth of that.
Yeah, that's how magic works.
Mm-hmm.
Some rocks in the river, then the water changes.
Exactly. I initially was just seeing the stagnation in the river at certain spots, and I just felt like I could change this a little bit and make it flow a little bit better. And then I realized it was almost the river was speaking to me, and we had a conversation as well, and it just really exploded that lesson that the river was showing me, and made me understand that it applies to not only nature, but it applies to our own selves.
We are nature.
Exactly.
We're not aliens.
Exactly. Yeah.
As some people think.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the truth.
That's good to hear about your good connection with medicine.
Yeah.
It's always rewarding to hear how deeply people connect in a relatively short time, which is a month. It's short time.
Yeah.
Although a lot can be done, of course, in this time, but it's still short compared to years of work as medicine. But it's an important stage for sure that opens new doors. It's a foundation.
Yeah.
So how do you see this work being integrated into your life?
Well, one of the biggest things that I got was also just to one of the first ceremonies was really accepting myself and just being myself fully. I've done a lot of work on that, but there were some roots that were, like I said, I had a little bit of a dis-ease still in them. So being at a point where I'm just fully being myself, I learned that there's a lot of medicine in that alone. There's a lot of medicine in being able to walk grounded and sovereignly and strongly, but also gently. There's a thing I learned from Ayahuasca a long time ago, that a lot of the suffering that humanity is going through and have been going through for centuries comes from the examples that we learn from. And as we can be an example of this healing, as this healed person, and as this connected person, connected back to our roots of nature and to our roots of our heart, a healthy person is a good example. And for us to be able to see that, it's almost like a contagiousness, like when we get sick, but in a healthy way. And so I feel that going back be able to be
Be the medicine.
be the medicine. Exactly.
Yeah, it's you nail that. It's really important.
Hmm.
Being real is the medicine.
Mhm.
And that's what's lacking in
Definitely.
society today. You know,
Yeah.
too much pretension, too much lies,
Yeah.
too much masks.
Yeah.
COVID masks. That's still, you know.
That too. Yeah.
But even if you take that away, you still have a mask.
Exactly.
Which is hard to take away. You know?
Yeah.
So,
And like you said about, well, your title in your book, the last one, of Cactus Insanity, like, there's a lot of insanity that's going on in the world right now, and some people don't even know it. But to be able to be around sane energy, it gives them an awakening in itself. It gives them a realization to some of the things that they're sitting with because of the polarity in energy. So I find that that's, that's all going in the same stuff of what I said, but the sanity is like the biggest thing, and that we're all so far away from that, especially in the Western society.
well, now everywhere.
Everywhere now.
Everybody's crazy.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like it's hard to find a place where people are unaffected.
Yeah.
It's probably somewhere in Siberia or somewhere, but even there, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a global madness. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
so-
it is.
So what do you think you bring back with you home in this world?
Well, definitely strength within myself, empowerment. I expanded consciously more than I thought I would, but I knew I was going to come here and grow a lot. And simplicity as well. I find like there's such a power in simplicity. There's such a magic in that, you know, and I find that the complexity in our minds, the complexity in society, it's all contagious, and it gets us even more lost and distracted from ourselves. And so that simplicity coming back with allows me to just be myself even more and be focused on what I need to be focused on. I feel a lot lighter and a lot more free. Like I came here with long hair.
Yeah,
You know,
we need a
yeah.
picture. Do you have a picture?
Yeah, I
of that?
do.
That would be great to put on the, in the video. I can
Yeah,
read that.
for sure.
And that was the kind of like first week of
Yeah,
one
first 4
ceremony or
days.
something?
One ceremony, I knew I was going to cut it, and then I didn't get a chance to till after the second one. So it was the fourth day that we were here, and again, it was another like distraction, attachment that is unnecessary at times, you know. And it's just like like I was mentioning, the complexity in the world and what makes us distracted and attached to things that don't matter. It's given me a lot more of a freedom inside. I feel a lot lighter. I'm carrying less things that I need to think about, and which gives me a more concentrated concentration, and I can focus on things that really matter, which would be like building my life, building my family, building my career and the service that I'm here to offer. And so it was quite profound. A similar thing to like the river, something so simple like that, like cutting my hair, but seeing how much Huachuma taught me from that.
Yeah, because you put your identity in those things. You
Mhm.
kind of use them to buffer yourself from the real,
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mhm.
So when you remove those buffers, then you're naked and you can see things as
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
I had the same thing. I had a little beard when I came to drink Ayahuasca the first time, 2005. And at the first ceremony, it just became so heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, I didn't have big beard, like more than you have now.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But even that, it's not me. I
Yeah.
never was that. But I had it to look older,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fake.
Mm-hmm.
I was just faking something that I wasn't. And in the ceremony, it was so heavy that it's like literally pulled me down to the floor. Like I was sitting, and it was so much weight. I was like, no, I can't sit. I need to lay down because I need to. It's just gravitating towards the earth,
Yeah.
and literally just trying to take it away from myself. But obviously, you can do it. You have to shake. And I felt like, okay, the first minute when I start feeling any better, I'm going to cut that thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did that.
Yeah.
It's like probably same morning. It was like a whole night thing. So, like when I just started to, feel human again, I just cut the beard off completely. I just felt such a release, and the next ceremony was again into it, and I looked into it, and it was like it wasn't there. It's a weight thing, and of course there's not weight. There's no weight in the hair. It's a spiritual thing. It's psycho-spiritual thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Energetic thing.
Exactly.
So I feel like by doing this act, it was an act of magic, which is very simple on the surface, but when you see it in the medicine and you do it, it became magic.
Yeah.
So by doing this, I just cut a huge part of myself, which wasn't real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The whole pretend, the whole
It's like excess. That's what I found.
yeah, it's just that was just gone.
Yeah.
And that just was such a energetic relief, and it impacted the whole thing, my whole life. Just such a simple thing. So what you're saying, it's very much that.
Yeah.
It's like in my case it was beard, in your case it was excess of hair. But it's the same thing, and you feel lighter.
Oh yeah.
In your being, in your spirit,
Yeah.
and in your body too.
Yeah.
So, and that's something you understand in the medicine. From somebody who never had medicine would be like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
It's the guy cut the beard,
Yeah.
felt lighter.
No,
this
he's
guy
free.
cut the
Yeah.
the hair and feel free. It's like they're crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand how it can sound, but when you actually understand what is happening here,
Yeah.
then it has a different meaning to it.
Yeah. For me, it was like the first ceremony. I had such a heavy. I realized that a lot of the heaviness was my hair. My mind was so focused on my hair, not letting me being lying down on the grass, thinking about like bugs getting in my hair, worrying about that. And there was just so much focus on that where I was not able to just like work with the medicine fully. And then medicine told me like you need to let go of your hair. You're going to be a lot more free. You're going to be a lot more connected and more focused, exactly. And so like the ceremony after I cut my hair, I had just like this massive download of my book to write. And I've been planning to write a book for a few years now, but I just haven't had the clarity on it. And Huachuma just was like sat with me and gave me so much. I wrote out pretty much the entire book in jot form for the most part, but I know exactly how to just fill all the rest in. And that's just an example of like the clarity and the open space that it opened up for the medicine to work with me and give me abundance compared to that heavy experience that I was sitting with and kind of battling the medicine because I'm not able to actually just sit and surrender to it. I'm sitting and focusing on my hair so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, doing other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's powerful.
Yeah,
it's a very powerful story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it doesn't mean that everyone who wants to write a book have to go get a haircut. It's not like that. But it's certainly the case here in the medicine. That's how the medicine tells you what to do. It just makes you feel things, and you understand that that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, like, I found it was getting rid of the unnecessary, getting rid of excess things that hold us back from being able to be, focused and concentrated on the things that matter. Yeah,
that's very true in life, too. Like, when your house cluttered, your mind cluttered, just excessive things.
Exactly,
You don't need all the stuff that you carry around, and that's psychologically true, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, always false ideas about yourself and fears and doubts and all that stuff, and negativity that we're carrying with us. It's just like, if you really look at yourself in the medicine, you see how shallow that is and how pure and how empty your mind truly is.
For sure.
Empty in a good way.
Yeah.
It's not to say that you're dumb, but empty. So there is a space to perceive divine.
Yeah.
But we clutter that with all these ideas and ideologies and false philosophies and belief system. That's the clutter that you need to,
Yes.
work through and kind of clean it up.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
For sure. It's almost like you're just sitting in the shallow end of a pool because your mind is just all cluttered and you're just sitting there and not experiencing the depths
you're
of,
not even there.
of the energy in life and
You're not
the
even there.
possibilities in life. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what the medicine does. Quickly. Just kind of declutter your mind, so you start seeing what's in front of you.
Yeah.
That's how you learn to be present, just here and now, where you are.
Exactly.
And it becomes such a simple practice, something that people waste 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Practicing to achieve. It just happens within seconds in the medicine.
Yeah, and that
Just-
presenceness, it gives you the ability to just see what needs to shift at times, what needs to get out of the way for you to experience life,
Yeah.
experience yourself,
Yeah,
experience
and
the
create
moments.
your life, create what you
Yeah.
want, create the life you want.
Yep.
That's the whole thing. That's what the magic is. You declutter your mind, and you reconstruct your
Yeah.
path. The way you want to live your life.
Yeah.
So that's what Huachuma does, with the proper guidance, of course.
For sure.
Because guidance is just as important. Huachuma is the half of the deal. The person behind that is another half. That's very important. Things too.
Yeah.
Because without the guidance, it's just going to be a raw experience of energies,
Exactly.
and nothing will change in your life.
Yeah.
You will be the same guy as you were yesterday. You will not change.
Yeah.
And I know people who does it for many years and they don't change.
For sure.
The same people.
Mhm.
Because there is no vision, and there is no guidance, and there is no contemplation into it.
Yeah.
So all this together brings clarity, and clarity brings understanding and healing, and you put it into practice.
Yeah.
That's how you integrate that.
Yeah.
You have to apply the lessons.
Mhm.
If you don't do what the medicine tells you, then why do you do the medicine?
Exactly.
Just go drink some beer and instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's important to follow.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
it. Follow the guidance, that you resonate with,
Yeah.
that you understand.
Yeah. Definitely. That's the integration part that I've learned from my own experience with medicine. That's where the real work is done.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah, it's
part of
back
the
home.
work with here. I like to look at it like spiritual physiotherapy in a sense, where like you go to see a physiotherapist and they can do some work on the healing that needs to be done, but you won't see them again for another few days or
I
another
have
week.
to walk and do exercise
Yeah,
and stuff.
and if you
same
don't
thing,
if you don't do the stuff that they've given you to do to cultivate that healing more, then you're just going to come back and be just as bent or just as
Yeah.
broken as you were before.
Yeah, it's pretty much like this here.
Exactly.
We put you back in order, but you have to practice the order.
Yeah.
To walk the path
Yep.
back home.
Yeah,
That's why I always say that the work continues.
for sure.
Don Howard, my teacher, was saying that too. It's a result-oriented work. It's like you have the experience for sure, but it's what's unfolding back home that just as important.
Yeah.
If not more.
Exactly. Because this can be just another escape in a sense, from the things that brought you here. You can find this place and
Can be.
see the magic here and see the magic in the medicine, and then you go back and you're like, I need to come back here. I need to get away from all of those toxic environments and toxic things that you have around you that bring you back, that take you to the place of unbalancedness.
Well, you have to
unease.
change your environment.
Yeah, exactly.
You identify what is toxic in your life, and you make changes. Whether it's relationship, job,
Yeah.
country, whatever. It's like you
Exactly.
make the changes. You have the power to change that.
Yeah.
That's what the medicine shows you.
Yeah.
It's- if you don't see that in the medicine, that you have missed the whole point.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why the way I channel the medicine is that. This is clarity and understanding. I don't care about the visual aspect at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Huachuma visual I like. It's the beauty of the medicine for sure. I love that. But the visuals in the sense like people perceive that, like that's not really what we do here.
Yeah.
It's not really, I don't care about this, I don't channel that, I block this
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
With my energy I block this aspect.
For sure.
Because that's not where the healing is.
Yeah.
Healing is in the clarity,
Yeah.
in the understanding, that's where the healing is. That's the power to change the life.
For sure.
So that's how it comes through me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what I like for myself.
That's one thing I really loved about the way you work is you bring the practical element to it. Like for example, you told me like make it concrete, the date. Like you bringing guidance in ways to like bring the work into practical fashion. And a lot of times, from the experience that I've had with medicine men or medicine women or just medicine in general, we have such a psycho-spiritual experience, but we don't have, I guess, like suggestions or pushes in ways to like really apply it practically. Yeah. That was one thing that I really got out of it, was you helping me like see the importance of putting things into practical practice as right now. Like, why not right now?
Yeah.
Instead of waiting and thinking more about stuff, or allowing more of a vision to come clearly. It's just like make things concrete, move forward in this guidance and lessons that the medicine is giving you.
Yeah, that's very good. Practicality,
For sure.
I apply what I see.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I do my things. That's how I read my books, do my things, live my life. Sit in medicine and I just follow it.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yeah.
It just takes trust.
Yeah.
And willpower. I have to trust the vision. I have the power to follow the vision.
Exactly.
That's it.
And something as simple as you just tell me, just do it. Just do it now. Like it just
That's what the magic
gave me
is.
a little bit of guidance, a little bit of push that I needed to like think to myself now, why am I not doing it now?
Yeah.
Why don't I work on this right now? Why don't I build this right now? So it was sometimes you just need a little bit of a push,
Yeah.
a little bit of an opening of perspective to see that you can do these things right now, and you can. You don't need to wait. If it's here and it's came to you, you can build it and pursue it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the power is. Power of action.
Yeah.
That's why many people don't move ahead in life. They have dreams, but those dreams remain dreams.
Yeah.
They never realize them.
Yeah.
Because there is no trust in themselves, and there is no power to act upon them. So we just have dreams. We're just living a dream. Living a life of dreams, but not reality.
Yeah.
So
And like reality is the only time we have is right now. We don't know what things are going to be like in a year.
that's it.
We've seen with COVID how things can just drastically change. Our health can drastically change. There's so many things that we don't have control over, but we do have the ability to act in now, in the present moment.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was another, obviously, like I said, you helped me a lot with that, but Huachuma's medicine really anchors, I believe, all of us, but I can say for myself, into reality, into the moment, and to create abundance and make the best of the moment, essentially.
That's very true. That's how I work with it, and trying to convey that to people.
Yeah.
So people can take advantage of this incredible opportunity, incredible experience to heal, to understand, and to make changes in life. That's the point. And if you just dwell in the realm of theories and information, then nothing really changes.
It's the truth.
It has to become wisdom.
Yeah.
And wisdom is action.
Yeah.
So then you see changes in the life. Literally. And then you come back for more. It's just deeper spiral, you know, just deeper work each time.
Mhm.
But what you got from this time, you have to practice that until you come back,
Exactly.
and then you start from this place, you know. So you never go back.
Mhm.
You just start where you left off. You
Yeah. Keep going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing Huachuma gave me was just like to focus on your own steps and to take one step at a time and to enjoy each step.
Yeah.
To enjoy the challenges in life.
Yeah.
You know, you can just flip
Enjoy the process.
the channel of perspective into like, I'm actually going to enjoy this mountain I need to climb right now instead of having the, oh my God, there's a mountain ahead of me and how am I going to do this? It's like we don't even know the strength that we have, and the human body is resilient more than anything we could ever imagine. It's just most of the time our minds are what's telling us those limitations that make us think we don't have
It's
that.
mental, really.
Yeah.
The limitations mental.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I would never live the life I live now if I would believe my own mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the worst part.
The worst part.
Not the
Yeah,
good part.
for sure.
Not the imaginary and creative aspect of it, but you know, the fearful part
Yeah,
of it. It's
yeah.
like, oh, you're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do this. Not for you. You know, if
Mhm.
I would believe that, I would be still, you know, doing the thing I did 20 years ago and still be miserable and unhappy and confused and lost.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, for sure.
in the world.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it gives us the ability to use the mind as a tool and let our consciousness and our soul be the driving force behind our life experience and the intelligence behind our life experience. And even though our mind has a degree of intelligence that we need to utilize, it's just like we need to use these tools to build for us instead of allowing the tool of the mind to affect us negatively and work against us.
Well, our heads are not just a place where we put the food in. You know what I mean? Or hit others. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or get hit.
Exactly.
It's like our heads are
Exactly.
good machines, good computers
Yeah.
that can be utilized for best.
Oh, for sure.
For getting ahead in life and living the life you want, you know,
Mhm.
not to
Mhm.
be drugged by life, but living your life.
For sure.
So that's what Huachuma is good for.
Mhm.
Decluttering your mind and allowing space for light,
Mhm.
clarity, and connection to come and experience and realize that be manifested. You know.
Yeah.
So what would you like to say to people who will watch this video and who heard about plant medicine but afraid? What would you say?
Well, there's, I can understand to a degree because of my own experience that what our life experience has given us or shown us, it can keep us in a limitation of understanding things and trusting things. And there's a true, really powerful medicine in trusting ourselves and trusting what we're being pulled to. And the medicine usually pulls everybody to it in a way. And we just need to learn to trust our pulls and trust ourselves ultimately. And then when we can trust ourselves, it gives us the strength and ability to trust something like these medicines. And I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have these medicines in my life. I can tell you it wouldn't be something positive. It'd be really dark and limited and depressing. And there's value in these experiences that is way beyond just reading about it. We need to actually, or talking about it, or we need to actually experience these things in order to be able to experience the wholeness of ourselves and the ability that we really have here. Because like I said, our experiences in life can really limit us from the possibilities that are truly here and the gift that this life experience is. It's really tough in the Western world, and then, like you said, it's everywhere now. The insanity in the world has got us so distracted and lost in the Maya or the illusions of life. And there's not much of a gift in there other than the material aspect of gifts, and that's a novelty of time that you feel good about. But when you can actually be present in yourself and be whole and happy within your life experience, you can experience the gift that this life is, and the magic that's here, that's offered every day for us. Gives us an opening in perspective and clarity in mind, clarity in heart, ways to be able to heal our traumas. And these medicines are here for us. We just need to be here for ourselves and trusting the ability that they have for us to work with them.
Yeah. So no fear.
No fear, yeah.
Trust.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we'll wrap it up here to get more interviews today.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming, for showing yourself, for showing up for the medicine, to the medicine, showing courage and good heart and good will and good conscience, and just keep that with you, keep the light shining,
Yeah.
The light you have seen in yourself is real, and it's there for you to serve you and other people.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thank you, Sergey. Appreciate it. Thank you for everything.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.